Hey, good morning. How everybody doing? Um, whew, it's been a blessed morning day. Hope everybody doing okay. Um, just want to hope everybody had a blessed night as well. Hope everybody had a blessed night as well. I don't know how the connection would be with this right here, but this morning when I got this morning, after praying and just after a lot of praying and just self reflection, pretty much. A lot of things I thought about in my life, okay? And what I want to share with everybody else is that I was yesterday, two people. One lady told me to call her back at 4 the prior day, so I missed it. So from about I woke up at about 5 p.m. So from 5 p.m. all the way to last night around 9, I've called this lady. I'll say about maybe 13, 14 times. Each time it go to voicemail. And I text her, and I said, "You still want to join up before all this?" And she's like, "Yeah, just call me back at 4." So that whole process of me calling her, and she kept putting it to voicemail or whatever. I was irritated. I was like, "Well, when someone is, I know you're on the phone because I'm sitting here looking at you post on Facebook. So you post on Facebook." And I would call you, and then it would just go straight to voicemail like you're not there. So I said, you know what? I said, it's okay. No problem. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it alone. That's it. Because what that continues to do is it's like a self-reinforcement of disappointment. I'm allowing myself to be disappointed because I'm calling this person. They're not responding. I'm calling, not responding. I'm calling, not responding. So obviously, the person probably ain't really that much interested or whatever. So I say, you know what? Let me just move on. And I think that sometimes something that we got to do too is being able just to accept, just let it be. Don't let nobody play with your feelings or play, because like you say, you're in a business and you're trying to build your business and your foundation. Along the way of that foundation, you're going to find people who are going to want to put cracks in your foundation. Like if you're building a cement foundation, and you don't mix the cement right, and you put it down, that foundation gonna crack because that cement isn't solid. And sometimes we might run across people who want to put cracks in your foundation, whether deliberately or unintentionally. But we gotta learn to say, you know what, that's okay. Let them go. Let that part be, because I understand as we begin to build this foundation from the ground up, for a lot of us who are new to the business, we're going to run across a lot of disappointment. But one thing we can't do, we can't allow that to become a consistent disappointment for us by us continually going back to that person. So after being, sent to voicemail probably like 12 times. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning. Good morning, everyone else too as well. I saw everybody log in, but we can't allow that to become a consistent disappointment within ourselves, okay? And what I mean by that is like we reinforcing our own disappointment by keep going back to that same person that's going to keep playing us around. Another young lady that I called, then it just went to voicemail. She told me to call her back on the 14th, and I've been calling since the 14th, and the only thing I keep getting from her is a voicemail. So what I began to say to myself was, I began to get maybe a little down on myself. I was like, well, what am I doing wrong? And you know what? Sometimes what I realized too, you ain't doing nothing wrong. You're going to have people who are not going to believe until you achieve. And that's just it. Once you hit that $100,000 or that $200,000 and your life starts getting better, or 50 grand, your life getting better and stuff like that, then you're going to have people want to jump on board with you. They're not going to want to jump on board when the tide is low, ain't nothing showing, ain't nothing going on and stuff like that, and you struggling. But as soon as you start going up there, they're going to want to jump on board. They're going to blow your phone up, call you, want to get products. How can I get in the business? Hey, how can you help me get to where you at right now? But no, you don't want to go through Gethsemane with me. And I learned that in church. Gethsemane is that place of struggle. You want to go through the struggle with me, but you definitely want to jump up here on board and be up here popping champagne with me. No, I can't. That's not going to happen. So every person I reach that kind of like play with my feelings or whatever in a way, or not play my feelings, but play my time. I'm in a business that's dependent upon my time right now because I'm starting off. So you play my time, then I just now I'm not a native way, but I just set you to the side. When you're ready, you will come to me because I'm going to keep on going. And when the product starts to preach for itself and people start jumping on board and start getting to a regular household name, then you're going to want to come to me. At that point right there, I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be resentful or despiteful and all that. I'm going to sign you up. But at the same time, like I said, I'm going to keep on going. And I was just thinking about earlier when I was thinking about this part right here, and just the spirit just had me reflect on my own life. And I always tell my testimony of my own self and of where I come from, right? So, being from Chicago, coming from Chicago at a young age, as I grew up in a hard situation. I was at 5 and 6 years old, I was molested. And growing up through my childhood with this right here was a lot of confusion, a lot of anger. Why was I molested? Why wasn't there nobody to protect me? Why was all these things? And what began to harp on my spirit at a young age was anger was the way for me to be able to defend myself against others. And then as I got into my young adolescent years, around 10, 11, I started selling drugs because I didn't have a role model in my house. What I did have at that point in time was I had the camera stopped or something. But what I did have at that point in time in my life, I had the gang around my neighborhood. So I was serving drugs and running the streets and just really being belligerent and bad. And a lot of this came from me being molested and raped. So I didn't understand it. And I was always trying to figure out a way, how can I be better? Even at a young age, how can I be better than where I was? Where is life gonna take me? Where is path gonna take me and stuff like that. Being out late, selling drugs, running with the gang, and my school began to fall off and everything like that. And to make the kind of short, whatever, my teenage years was very bumpy. But I remember going in and out of juvenile detentions, going out of police stations, getting arrested, and it made my mom sad. But even when I told someone that I was molested, they told me that I was a lie. So that built more anger. What that anger began to do was begin to tear me up. It began to destroy my self-confidence in myself of where I know I can go. See, we all start from a point. We're all going to start from a point, even with this business. We're all going to start from a point, and we're going to run into disappointment. You have to run into disappointment. You have to. The one thing that I've learned, anything that I've ever done, anything that I've ever been able to accomplish, I've always had disappointing points in that situation. I've always had those points where I maybe didn't want to go on, I maybe wanted to give up. But what I've also learned is it's those disappointing points and moments that's going to define you. Those disappointments are truly what strengthens you. It's not the success that strengthens you. Success does not strengthen you. But see, you can jump up and pop up and be successful. That's easy. It's easy to be high when you're successful. It's easy to ride that tide in that wave when you're successful. What happens when you go low? What happens when you go lower than low? Can you continue on? Can you hold your head up then? Because see, that's when that inner determination, that inner spirit, that inner drive, that inner motivation sets in. That's where you find success at. You don't find success in success. Success is found in your failures. Not that you are a failure or I'm a failure or any of us are failures. When we fail, what do we do? And just from my own life experiences, when I have failed or hit those points, I pick myself up, dust myself off, and I continue on. Or I've tried even harder. And I realized that even when I stopped gang banging in Chicago, I told some of the gang leaders I wasn't banging no more. I was 16 years old, a couple months from 17. I said I'm not gonna gang bang. Immediately they told me So they said they threatened my life. I said, okay, but I wasn't for the gangbang no more. That was one of the hardest things for me to do because I was scared. And I knew that what I said, the consequences was that I could end up dead. But God took me, tweeted me out of that situation. Fast forward maybe 4 years later, 4 or 5 years later, when I was going to college in Chicago, I lived with my sister. I was going to college. We'll never see any guys from the gang and like that. But I said, Lord, I want to do something better with my life as a man. I don't want to be my sister. That's not gonna be that's not gonna be good for me. I don't want to do that. So what happened was I ended up joining the Army in 1 week. I walked to the recruiting station. I said, if you can give me the Army in 1 week, I'll go. I was gone Fort Knox, Kentucky in 6 days. I was sitting in reception. But it was those decisions that I made about my own life to be able to get to that next level. The decisions that I made about my life to get to that next level came from the inner of the failure that I did not want to be. It's not that I did not understand failing. I did not want to be a failure. I did not want to accept failure. I did not want that to be the common goal for me to be, okay, well, that's cool. I didn't make it. All right, yeah, I just sit over here in the corner and chill out with the boys and smoke weed, drink, and gang bang, and hustle women. No. I said, Lord, I don't want to be a failure. At every point in my life, there's been a hard decision I've had to make. And I'm not just saying for myself. I'm saying for all of us. We've all went through Gethsemane, hard place in our life. But we've had to make that choice to continue on. And if we look back on that, we realize that it only strengthened us when we went through that. But for some reason, as we go forth, we never reach back on that experience from the past. We always look at what we're going through right now and judge that as what we see. But understand that all that is for our benefit. All that is for our benefit, because if everything was given to us, we wouldn't be strong internally. We wouldn't. Think about it. Sometimes kids who are born into wealthy families, they grow up spoiled. They grow up unexperienced. They grow up without world knowledge and stuff like that. And you see you see them going to adulthood, they 30s and 40s, and their character and their mindset is still as a child. If they don't get what they want, they start pouting. I've seen grown 40-year-old people pout, throw tantrums because they didn't get what they want. Because they grew up in a family where everything was handed to them. They never had to go through anything hard to get nothing. Never had to work to get anything. Never had to put no effort and determination in anything. And they pout. I mean, literally throw a tantrum like they 5 years old because they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't grow up inside because they didn't go through the hard places. We have to go through the hard times. We have to. So stop trying to avoid them. Stop trying to go around them. Stop understanding. But accept them and be thankful. Thank God that we go through them. Because God will not leave us unsuccessful. We will make ourselves unsuccessful, but all God wants for us is success. So he's not going to make us unsuccessful. We make ourselves unsuccessful. He has nothing but good things for us. But we have to decide that we want those good things that are for us in the same way. So as we go through this business, we got to understand that we're going to have some disappointments. We band together. We tie hand together. We encourage each other. We give each other tidbits and stuff, and we keep going. But we have to understand that point of inner strength, inner determination, inner motivation, inner encouragement. You have to think that you're a winner all the time. Think that you're a winner all the time. You cannot win without going through a struggle. You can't. You can't. It's clearly impossible to win without going through a struggle, without going through something that's going to become a defiance, something that's going to be an obstacle, something that's going to obscure your direction, your light, your path, something that's going to stand in the way. Because if there was nothing standing in the way, how you know you won? Think about it. Just think about that. And that was taught to me. If there's nothing standing in your way, how do you know you won? How you know you overcame? How you know you got over? How you know you was able to persevere through? If there was nothing in your way. You didn't win. You just went through. You just jolly on through. It's like a person that's going through. We have obstacle courses in the Army, and the obstacle courses, each obstacle course have different levels of difficulty, right? And when you go through these obstacle courses and you get to the end, you know, everybody, we pat you on the back, we throw you up in the air, we parade around you, we encourage you and stuff like that because you overcame. But now just think of that same obstacle course was a flat piece of grass, and we said, well, run from point A to point B. What you overcome? What did you go through? What was you able to defeat? Nothing. So how you know you're a winner? Winners go through things with our head up, our minds clear, and I pray. I like praying and praying. I'm not saying this for everybody, but I love praying. And that's a winner. Because I know I'm going to overcome. But the lesson for me being able to overcome is like that obstacle course. Each obstacle course teaches you a different lesson. You go through a different thing. But it's those lessons that I go through of failures that when I get to the end, I look back and I say, look how much I've learned. We can learn so much through our failures. We can learn so much from each other. But we have to be willing to. We have to be willing to want to learn. We have to be willing to accept that we need to learn from each other. I don't mean to keep anybody for a long time, but I want that to be passed on to all of us today, is that our failures are learning opportunities. And through failure, we're going to be winners. You're going to get some no's. You're going to get probably a lot of no's more than you get yeses. But understand that in the end, they'll come back. Everybody that said no, going to come back. Because see, once you start achieving that $50,000, $100,000, you bought your house, you're good, you got your maybe 2 businesses going and stuff like that, and you're successful, they don't want to say, oh man. But see, here's the thing. Everybody want that gold. They want to get up there. They want that big house. They want that car. They want nice. They want to be able to have a big swimming pool in their backyard and go swim when they want to. They want other things, but they don't want to go through Gethsemane. They don't want to go through hard times. They don't want to go through the struggles, the cries, the tears, the disappointments, the upset. They don't want to go through those things right there. But what they want to do is be able to jump on that top ladder with you. It's not going to happen. Not going to be able to. Because what does it build? It doesn't build no character. What we're going to go through, people, is building inner strength, inner encouragement, inner determination, inner motivation within ourselves in this business. And we do it by encouraging each other. We do it by communicating with each other. We're going to do it. And we're going to do it because we're going to band together and do it. We're going to encourage each other to do it. And last and least, you're going to look in the mirror every morning and you're going to encourage yourself. And every night, you're going to praise yourself. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this business. We can do this business. We can do it. I don't want nobody to get discouraged, but if you get discouraged, grab the phone and call somebody. We're a team. You know? So we have to act as a team and make each other stronger. Hope you guys have a blessed day today. I need to get out and do some things, but I want you guys to think on that, please. You all have a blessed day. Amen.